In a world where we're often too quick to judge on appearances, focus on ourselves, or find ourselves in a rush, this show is a reminder to slow down. Taste Exchange is a project that goes beyond the meals and happy hours and connects with the thoughtful human creators behind each experience. Lo and I will sit down and try and uncover what it is that connects all of us to the story of a life. Each of us is distinctly unique, yet we are all very connected. This is Taste Exchange. Welcome to our show.
This episode of Taste Exchange features Will Williams, owner and head chef at Seasoned Provisions, a private catering company where he also provides private chef services and cooking lessons. His clients include celebrities and athletes, and he's been featured on Charlotte Today and Fox 46. Will takes pride in creating memorable experiences and introducing flavorful dishes to his clients. His energy is just incredible. We hope you have as much fun watching this episode as we did filming it.
From Queens, New York. I have two brothers, one sister. Brothers? I don't know what that word was. Two brothers, one sister. I'm the oldest of four. My dad's from Trinidad. My mom's from Jamaica. I get a lot of my cooking from my Jamaican side of my family, and my other side of family I do as well. It's Trini, Caribbeans. We grill everything. But some of my family actually lives in Canada too. Oh, cool. So I have Canadian relatives out there where they were living in Jamaica, then they moved to Canada. Why would you move from the Caribbean to Canada? I don't know. It's so cold. But everyone has their reasons. Yes. Everyone has their reasons. But yeah, like I've been living out here for about 15 years. I graduated my senior year from Northwest Guilford High. I left New York after my entire time of being there to move my senior year of high school to Greensboro, North Carolina. So wild. Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. But yeah, I left Northwest Guilford High, and then I ended up applying to Johnson & Wales, among other schools as well. Because at first I was actually going to go to school for crime scene investigation. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Interesting.
Yeah. So my aunt made jokes. She's like, "You want to do crime scene investigation, so you want to work in a prison and cook for them too?" I'm like, what? How does that even make sense? She is. She was always cooking, and then she started cooking for like barbershops and hair salons in Queens. Like, I mean, the hustle. Mm-hmm. I remember where she started. She's always, whenever she put her mind to something, she always did it, like no matter what. She had a daycare. She did that for a few years. And then she was like, I think I'm going to cook. This is what I'm going to do. So a lot of my passion definitely comes from my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mama's boy, hashtag.
Yeah. What did you do before you became a chef, like full time?
Wow, that's a really good question. I've always been in the food service industry. Okay. Yeah, I've always served, bartended. Okay. I've had one job at this company called MetLife.
Oh yeah.
Did that for 3 years. It was a weird brief stint, which right? I am very, what's that? Insurance, not cooking at all. Not cooking at all. Yeah. But yeah, it was just very, it was one of those jobs that was at the right time. I was in a relationship with someone and it was an opportunity, and I was in a lull. I got out of school, I was kind of bartending. I was like, what am I doing with my life? You know, I knew I wanted to be a private chef, but I didn't know how I wanted to go about it. So I just took that job, did it for 3 years, a very long 3 years. Felt like 10. Felt like 10. And so I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what are we doing? Why? Why did I do this to myself? You know, at the end of the day, that money that I made from that job helped fund what I really want to do. Is my passion, my dream, and is to be a private chef. Yeah. And who knew? Mm-hmm. You know, who knew this is what I wanted to do? And I love it. I'm good at it. Mm-hmm. I really love doing it.
It's interesting that you said that, who knew, because you said you kind of loved food when you were growing up. Mm-hmm. So, but it's not like, oh yeah, like just go pursue a career in like being a chef. Like I don't know like how your family was, and you know, because your mom was kind of in that space, like were they supportive of that, or like you're like, oh, I wanted to do this, but it obviously wasn't something you pursued immediately after graduating.
Totally. My mom was all about it. She's like, follow your dreams, do that. My dad was like, you got a 401k set up? I'm like, I didn't even apply for college yet. What do you mean? Like, slow down. God, chill, Dad. But my mom was all about it, you know, very supportive. My dad's very like straight and narrow, like, you know, he get a good job, get a 401k, have, you know, all that. Get your benefits, like work for the man. I'm like, yeah, Dad, totally. And so, you know, that relationship is building now because now he's seeing what I'm doing, you know, of course. He's like, okay, well, he wasn't joking, he was being so serious, and I was. And so I'm happy for him to see it now. Now it's just like, he needs to like actually engage and be like, okay, so what's going on, as we can build that relationship. But he's now seeing what I'm doing, so I can only hope he's proud of me, you know? Yeah,
I'm sure.
Exactly what it is. So I worked at Myrick Country Club. I did that, and that's a whole nother level of service. Banquet chef there. Then I worked at Red Robin. That's super casual. I'm like, way too casual. Then I worked at a couple other restaurants I won't list. But I was able to try casual, semi-fining, front house, back of house, and I realized like, okay, I don't want to be cooking in anyone's restaurant till 2 a.m. in the morning on a Friday night or Saturday night, and then come back and prep the next day. To each its own. Everyone wants to acquire their experience however they like. You're free to do that. And that's what makes you an individual, right? But yeah, I had to Google it. I was like, I remember the first thing I typed in, I was like, personal chef, what that was. And that's when my journey began. I was like, done. And after that, it was just, I changed my business name like three or four times. I think one time my business name was like Deluxe. It was like the Salmon. I'm like, what D-E-L. That's not the name. just to say it's not. It's been revised many times, but anyway, figured it out. And so I made it happen. And like, what I did, as far as talking about business names, that was one of the names. I'm not gonna say the other ones, but what I did was I wrote down a lot of things. Now I need to know. All of a sudden I can't remember. Wow, it's so weird.
I'm sure we can find this.
I'm teasing. I'm right, yeah, definitely out there in Google. But yeah, just kept building my brand and building staying true to myself as much as I can. And then everything just kind of just fell into place, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and like, it's not overnight. You have to build that trust. You have to have consistent events every time. It's okay to make mistakes, but how you respond to those mistakes and how you recover from those mistakes is what's going to set you aside.
Absolutely.
Really, you know?
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of stuff, I think, just as a, whatever your craft is, you know, for you, chef, or like if I'm speaking or doing an event or something, there's like stuff that, you know, we might mess up, but like no one else knows, right? But you're like in your head about it. And it's like, that's what I have to coach people on all the time. It's like, just chill out. Like, it's fine.
Someone has always told me, like, you know, even in crisis, like in the kitchen, you're just gonna have to be like a duck swimming. Underwater, their feet are moving. On top, you don't even know what's going on. Like, there's been days I'm like, all right, I just burned all the meat. Like, what do we do?
We've all had those moments, right? Or where you're like, oh, this is the worst. And then you like, you know, time passes and you're like, man, even though this sucked, I learned an amazing lesson in that time. Like, so, and now when I'm going through hard shit, I'm like, I don't know what the lesson is, but I know that it's gonna help me grow or something, you know? So it's like, just embrace it and it'll, you know you're gonna get through it.
Yeah. Especially sometimes when I have events, like there was something funny that happened one time. I forgot what event it was, it really doesn't matter. So typically a lot of my clients will have dogs, and I'm totally cool with dogs being in the kitchen as long as like they're not like literally under me waiting for me to drop something. Right. I had a piece of meat. I'm not sure if this client probably will watch it, but I'm like, oh, that was my party. There was a piece of ribeye. So I grilled like, I think it was like 10 dry aged ribeye, or it might've been regular ribeye, whatever, ribeye in general. And I usually try to bring at least one extra of whatever we're doing. Whatever apps, salad, entrees, I bring one extra just in case this were to happen. The dog hopped on the counter and grabbed the ribeye. And you know, me saying like, oh, I like to be prepared. Have one more extra ribeye. I didn't have an extra ribeye that night. Yeah. So those are some of the challenges I go through being in this profession, but it's always fun. Yeah. It's always fun. And stuff like, it's just managing my time as you become more seasoned in this industry. It's managing your time and doing things with intent.
I think that's life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Life.
Yeah. No, just this industry. Managing your time. And
totally. Just being a chef. Don't manage your time with anything else. I promise it won't work out. No.
That's like so important. I think intentionality is everything, and when we live that way, it's incredible. Like what can just transpire for us.
Exactly. One thing I learned. Plated meals are my jam. Like I love that. The whole idea of like plating it up, dropping it to the table, seeing the guests be like, wow. You know, not only does it look good, it tastes good. You know, that's people eat with their eyes. And so every day I'm looking on different ways I can plate something, how I can make it more eye appealing. How could I advance my skills so my guests are like, yo, he has like the real deal. Yeah. You know?
And when you say plating, like that means like you're literally bringing it out, handing it to them.
Yeah. So
just explain that.
Oh, sorry. So plated meal, let's say it's 3 courses, salad, a steak, and maybe cheesecake. So I would have a team in the kitchen that'll help me plate the meal. Okay. Then I'll have a front of house staff that will then grab these meals as they're plated and, you know, do the whole full service.
Got it.
So yeah, that's the service I prefer to provide. I just think it's just more intimate. It's more of an experience. Not to say family style isn't, but plated is more of an experience. Someone's like experienced in their home, which is like unreal. You're getting a plated meal in your home. Yeah. I think that's what makes it so unique.
Yeah. So is there like from a food preparation standpoint, do you have a favorite dish you like to make?
Yes, jerk chicken. I get it from my mama. Spicy dish from Jamaica, lots of spices. That's like one of my jams. I love grilling anything over fire, over charcoal, and then jerk. I just love that spice. It's so good and flavorful. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what my mom would say. I'm not that good at it. Like, it's okay.
No, it's fine.
Was that good?
If you could kind of like sum up you or your life or your experience in one like word or phrase, is there something that like really stands out to you? Like a way that you live or a word that resonates with you?
You know, I've always said, you know, good things come to people who wait, you know? I didn't know this was I had an idea like I wanted to cook, but I didn't truly know this is what it is. Like I waited. I didn't force anything. As opportunities came my way, I made it happen. I made it happen organically. I didn't force it. That's the big thing. Don't force it. Just go into it. Just live your life doing what you're doing every day. If you love something, keep researching it. Keep figuring out how to become better with it. And then everything will just fall into place. I promise.
Follow the passion.
Yeah, just follow the passion. Follow through it. Be consistent to who you are and what you want to do. Because there's been plenty of times you're like, hey, let me invest in your company. I'm like, no, I don't want that because I have my own vision. I want to do it this way. This is the way I'm going to do it, you know? So I think it's very important that you know, just wait. It'll come to you. Just wait.
We've been talking about that a lot too, like the universe or God or, you know, whatever your belief system is around that, like will bring you what's for you. And I like personally have spent years just like, oh no, I can do this. I'm gonna make this work. You're forcing all this stuff, you know? And I'm like, I'm just gonna like align. Like align has become a big word for me. Like I'm just gonna align and like let the things come through and, you know, like work, but like we don't need to, it's like we're like kind of like butting up against ourselves, you know? Like you could be your own worst enemy sometimes.
So I couldn't agree with you more. And the biggest thing is like some of my friends, you know, they beat themselves up, you know, like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I'm like, it's okay. It'll just stay the course. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the rule guide. What I did was I stayed positive. I stayed positive. And for me, I prayed. I kept good connections. I followed up. You know, I kept building my craft, I kept figuring out what makes me happy. You know, I worked here, I did this. I'm like, I don't like that. I ain't doing that again. AKA MetLife, not corporate. I don't want to do corporate.
Trying
it out, figure it out.
Oh, that was good. Okay, no, I like part of that, but not all of it.
Oh man, discipline. Like straight, just discipline. There's like okay, so I put in discipline and consistency, because I say that one in like what they are like hand in hand in a way, because I'll give you an example. Like there's been events that I've done. I'm like, you know, you have to do a 6-hour event straight, right? Why not be prepared? Eat something, get ready. And so I would go to events like and not eat anything. Not eat anything. And I'm like, I'm wondering why I'm like passing out by the app course. I'm like looking like, what's wrong with me? What's going on? You know, like after a while, I was like, you have to be an adult. Take care of your body. Like start working out, eat something. You know you've had this event for months. Why are you not eating for an event? Like what's wrong with you? So just really understanding the discipline of being a chef, being on time, being like giving your 100% every time, every single time, even when you don't want to. And we're all human. There's days we just don't want to. But with the industry you're in, like that was my thing. Being consistent, being the same chef I was at that event last week that I was at this week. And even in the toughest times. That's why I love it so much. I'm so passionate about it.
Was there a time when you questioned your decision to be a chef?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The one time that happened was when I was getting busier. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, this is a good problem to have. And I called my mom. She's like, what's wrong with you? This is what you want. Yeah. Manage your time. I was like, all right, my bad. My bad, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm good. But so yeah, that's that. I want people to know that with everything I do in regards to cooking and being a chef, I do it love, and I do it with like just like everything I do with when I get in the kitchen, it's just everything is revolved around me being happy. It doesn't feel like work. And I want people to know, like when I come in your kitchen, like I'm giving you a piece of me to explain how much I love what I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I want people to really know, every event, I try my best, my very hardest to make it as special, if not better than the last event before. Because people, you know, you're going into the home, you know, make it worth it, you know? And I love what I do. It doesn't feel like work, which is great.
It's just the best feeling, you know, because when you're aligned with what like you're supposed to be doing, you get joy, you get energy from it. It's like you said, I mean, of course there's like the busyness and you have to manage the time, but it's energizing to be in those situations that you're just like, I like can't go to sleep because I'm so pumped right now.
Great feeling, it's just overwhelming, and I want that for everyone, man. I really do. Everyone deserves that happiness in a way, you know? Everyone deserves that. You work hard, you know, get there, do it. You grind,
right?
You know.
Why do you think that so many people don't get there? What do you think?
Oh, that's
the big challenge from your standpoint.
From my standpoint, it would have to be communities and access. A lot of different things, you know. Like a lot of people are not I was grateful to go to a great school. I was grateful to be around good people. My mom was always watching. She was like, you're not gonna hang out with that person. I was very fortunate to be a part of some cool programs. Anyway, from religious standpoint, like Bible camp, and being around some great influential people. You know, I was very fortunate, and whereas there's some people who just don't. And that guidance, and not having a father or a mother around, you know, not having both, you know, being in the foster care system. My mom was doing foster care for many, many years, and a lot of these kids just didn't have access to like even like clothes, like food, basic stuff. And then how are they supposed to worry about going to school to learn and do something, you know, where they have to worry about eating, and some of them taking care of their symptoms. So it goes very, very deep. But yeah, just access. The Possibility Project. Oh, okay. Yes. It's a local nonprofit. I can go into more details as far as what they actually do. A lot of it's revolved around theater and such. And so I've been kind of having conversations with some people on the board. And one thing they've stressed is building healthy relationships. So that's how I always just everything I'm doing now, building healthy relationships. How can I keep doing that from 2021 and on? Because and that's just like starting from just me as a person.
Yeah.
How can I change and make a difference and make sure every interaction, every person I'm meeting, I'm getting to know this person genuinely. They're getting to know me personally, and then building roots and stuff like that. So,
and I hilariously have this picture of when I was presenting, and I have this slide where I was talking about like businesses are built on relationships. Like your life is built on relationships.
Yes.
Like your network is everything.
yes.
It's so like, again, like intent, network, like people. That's it. Like what else is there?
Exactly. Just be a good person.
Yeah, that too.
What's so hard about that?
What's something that you've learned recently, like about yourself in cooking, that's also been a new discovery?
Something new that I've learned in cooking. Good God. Now that I think about it, let's see. Rice I cannot cook rice to save my life. Yeah. I hate cooking rice. I hate it. I'll offer it, but I hate it. I hate it.
So you've also prepared this lovely risotto
over here, but you can't cook rice. Interesting, huh?
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be amazing. Promise. It's gonna be good. But I can't make rice without using a rice cooker. But I've been learning from some of my friends from different cultures and what they do, and washing your rice is a part of it. So I've actually been mastering it a lot better now. Like of all things, like I've got it. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I just think it's important. Rice has to be made the right way.
Of course.
It's important.
Especially with your heritage. And, like,
Hello. Yeah, that's all we ate was rice. Seriously.
So I can't make it.
Oh my God.
That's a really cool, it's cool to think of it too as like a relationship. Like what's your relationship with rice? And like, are you putting this like love into it as more full
I'm
hate.
done.
But I think that can shift our perspective, when we're like, what is my intention, of this, not learning it because you have to, like no one's making you. You could just be like, F it. Whatever. I'm done with rice.
Totally. Yeah. I'm done. I'm not doing it. But I was like, I have to figure this out. Like, how am I here cooking for basketball players and football players? I'm like, you can't make rice? Like, what? What are you talking about? So I've been getting better, working on it, and I'm gonna make it happen in 2021. I'm gonna cook rice perfectly.
We're gonna come back like 1 year later. Where is he now?
Oh my gosh.
With the rice.
He's now cooking rice over
slow-mo rice, like Will conquers rice.
We should do that. I should bring my gold spoon and tongs with me.
You must eat only one
this is how this works. Yeah, 1 grain at a time. Really try and make sure it's done. Just saying. How's your work?
All right.
So what should we try first?
I would go with the shrimp
Okay.
and risotto. It looks like shrimp and grits, but it's gonna be I put Parmesan cheese in there.
Okay.
A little bit of heavy cream and chicken stock.
Okay.
A little different, but it's gonna be spicy. A little bit of the cream is gonna like slow down the spice, but it will have some heat to it.
Okay.
The next one will be the jerk wings. I just put carrots in these because they're carrots. It looks pretty. And then those are gonna be spicy as well. And on top is a ginger sweet sauce. So I've done fire roasted tomatoes, some granulated sugar, a little bit of brown sugar, and fresh ginger. And I cooked it down to like almost a paste and added chicken stock to it to get it sauced up. Yeah. So that'll counteract the spice from the jerk sauce. So enjoy.
Sweet.
All right.
Dig in.
Come on in. We're just chilling.
We're just chilling.
All right, I'm gonna have some of this.
And I have to-go boxes too, should you want some to take home.
Oh, if you're not gonna eat it, I mean.
I'll probably do freezer stew today.
Remember the freezer stew I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just I'll grab whatever's in the freezer.
But can you cook your, so for that, will you be able to eat that?
Oh yeah. This is just like events. I can't even like.
Dude.
That is so funny.
Thank you.
Dude.
Thank you.
I know.
Dude.
It's really good.
Cry. Just express yourself.
It was so good.
It's like.
Right.
I mean.
Now my eyes are watering.
Yeah. It's God's work, man, I tell you.
Lord of mercy.
I was waiting for that to come up.
Oh man.
So good.
So good, dude. And it's like, I love what you said about like putting the love and the care into it.
Man. Bro.
Dude, that's why I have to go boxes.
I mean,
So much flavor.
Are y'all flat or drums?
I'm more drum.
Oh, you're flat. You're a flat.
Are you a flat?
Flat or drum?
I'm more drums.
I'm more drum too.
Yeah.
But some people, when they grill their drums, they don't grill enough, and like there's like a nice fun. drummy vein in
Unfortunately,
there.
yeah. Like, oh.
No,
Yeah.
not doing it.
Oh, so good.
There you go.
And so, like, this is why we did it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason for the show.
We're like, man, I wish we could like record the conversations we have around food.
Yeah. Such a genius idea.